How's it going, everybody? It's Jackson Hinkle. We're here in Guizhou, China, in a little village outside the capital city of Guiyang. It is currently 5 a.m. It's earlier than I usually wake up, but we are here for a very important reason. Today, we are going to be taking a look at how China was able to lift 9.2 million people out of poverty within 8 years. Right behind me is a giant bus filled with farmers who are going to be taking their goods, their agricultural products, to the capital city to sell. This is only made possible by the Communist Party of China and the programs that they implemented to reduce poverty in Guizhou. We're going to be taking a look at all of this. We're going to get on the ground and try to find out what's going on, because we know that the right things are not going on in our home countries in America, and we want to fix that. And we start by learning from those who did it best here in China. As I come on this trip, I want to reflect on, of course, the historic Long March and how the principles and the values that were so important to the success of the Long March are embodied today by the party, by the cadre, in implementing these programs which are responsible for lifting millions of people out of poverty all across the country. This is what a country can do when they're not waging wars all across the world and bombing the poorest people on the planet, like in Yemen, Gaza, and Iran. So let's take a look. We're going to be joining the farmers on the bus. It's going to be quite something.
The bus route 252 we're looking at is a customized line specifically for villagers to sell their vegetables. This means Guiyang citizens can enjoy our fresh vegetables in the shortest time possible. The opening of this route is more than just a simple bus line. Actually, it's reflected in the villagers' bright smiles. This is a concrete example of our bus service serving the people. So it's a livelihood route and also a route to prosperity for the villagers. So the opening of this route has also led to a continuous increase in our villagers' income. Since this route was officially opened on June 1st, 2024, we've served about 700,000 passenger trips for villagers and transported over 1,800 tons of fruits and vegetables. This kind of route is now present in over 30 relevant villages and towns in Guiyang. After this bus departs at 6:20 and arrives at Dayingpo, there are specific areas designated by enterprises and the local government for them to sell their vegetables. It has brought the urban and rural integration of Guiyang closer. It also reflects that Guiyang is a very warm city, so everyone is welcome to take the route 252 and feel the breath of spring.
So we're on the bus now. We're going to be talking to some of the farmers and hearing exactly how this bus and this program has impacted their life. You know, it's not just about the poverty alleviation, because that was completed back in 2020 when 66 counties in this province were announced lifted out of poverty. This is now about the rural revitalization, connecting the rural areas with the cities. As you can see here, there's tons of beautiful, fresh-picked food that is headed into the city now. The farmers market, they have specific areas set up at the farmers market for these farmers to sell their goods, and it is just everywhere. It looks amazing.
You like the bus?
Yes, yes.
How did you get into the city before the bus?
Vans from like other people. And they have to leave the house like 2 hours earlier than this.
At 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
We've been doing this for a long time, for many years, for more than 10 years. Without this bus, she won't be able to go to the market.
This bus is really incredible because not only does it allow for the farmers to bring way more food into the city each and every day, and they do come each and every day. At one point, there was workers on these same buses going into town to work, but they changed it, so now the farmers have their own bus. They can bring way more food into the city, and also previously, they were either walking all the way into the city, like 20 kilometers, or they were paying to drive into the city and bring their goods there, which was just not an economically viable path for them to sell their goods and a smaller amount of goods. Now they can come in here practically free, and the government's provided this to bring tons and tons of agricultural products to the city every day. and then they go home at around 4 p.m. They harvest more and come back the next morning. So it's a beautiful program, and it's provided a lot of opportunities for the farmers here in Guizhou. They've been doing this for over a year now on this bus and delivering their goods via this service, and they're very proud of it. I was talking to the woman right next to me, the farmer, and just out of nowhere, we were kind of done talking, and she said, I own that land, and it would be a shame if I wasted it and wasn't farming it, harvesting it, growing on it, and selling it, and giving it back to the community. And I'm like, that's, it's such a different mindset than what we have in America. I think in America, the mindset is, I'm renting an apartment. If I'm not using it to make OnlyFans content, then it's an apartment that's wasted or something like that. I don't know, but really incredible to see. And they may be babushkas and dedushkas. They may be some aunties and uncles, but they are well awake at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., and they are cooking. They are powerhouse machine with all this food. It's incredible. They emptied out that bus in probably about 2 minutes or less. They emptied out all the food in that bus. So we're gonna go check out the farmers market now.
We've been selling here at this spot for about 8 months now. Before that, I used to sell over there just across the street.
Oh, did you grow these at home or?
So yes, I've been selling here for 8 months. This year, we're growing beans, gourds, and melons. We sell gourds and beans here every day.
I'm with my comrade Chris Halali here, the Foreign Secretary of the American Communist Party. We're all the way out in China, despite the fact that he's a little injured. He's on crutches at the moment, but he's a trooper, much more so than me. But you were here all today, this morning. What do you think about this program we're here in Guizhou and what you're seeing?
I moved to China in 2013 to 2015. I've seen a lot of growth and development. It was a year after, I moved here a year after Xi Jinping took the general secretary position, and he started a massive program of poverty alleviation, which was a continuation of the CPC's goals and multiple 5-year plans. And really, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to see just this city alone. I came to Guiyang in 2015. Just in 10 years, 11 years now, it's completely changed. I couldn't recognize it. Some streets I recognize, but there's so many new buildings. There's 4 new subway lines that have been built since I was here. There's tunnels through the mountains. Unbelievable. I was driving with our guide, and I was like, none of this was here. He said, it's all new, and he's local. He said, you can't imagine, in 10 years, it's like we went 50 years ahead.
They said in the implementation of these 5-year plans, they sent party cadre here to make sure that everything was meeting the goals. Why can't we have something like this in rural America?
We have no dedicated cadre. We have no ideology that really binds us as a people and would push somebody to go down. Is this kind of sending down, taking party officials and putting them in the countryside? This is a duty. This is a duty to the nation. It's a duty to the people. When they say serve the people, that's serving the people. But we don't really have that. In the America, we have serving yourself. We have serving the ruling class. And if we really want to do something like that, we got to transform America. We got to transform America. And there are people who are advocating for this. But at this point, to do something of this magnitude is almost unthinkable because our government is so fixated on the big money interests, the big lobbies, on all these 1,000+ military bases we have, on all the endless wars. And as you've seen, even when people campaign to end the endless wars, they only drive endless wars even more. They only are pushed into it even more so by all the lobbies and by their interests and by people around them. So it's totally possible to do something like this. It's totally possible. The US has the capability to do this. But at this point, it doesn't have the ideological drive. It doesn't have the infrastructure. It doesn't have the dedicated cadre. It doesn't have an ideology that binds the nation that could really do something like this. But here in China, even Xi Jinping was sent down. Just think about that. Even the foremost leader, I don't think Donald Trump ever was sent down to a rural area. While he was partying on Epstein's Island, Xi Jinping was learning from the people, meeting peasants, meeting workers, and trying to figure out how to dedicate his life to increasing the prosperity of his nation and seeing the lives and the increased dignity and prosperity of his people. The thing about China is that because they were a feudal society where people, hundreds of millions of people didn't own their land. Now they own their land. Now they have that power within there, and the government supports them. The government builds infrastructure. The government here in this province built for 40 people an entire highway to reach them in the mountains. I mean, think about that. In the United States, we can't even fix the bridges. We can't even fix the infrastructure. We have collapsing subway lines. And here you have a highway system built for 40 people in a village, in a remote village. Why? Because it's the government's duty to connect the people. It's the government's duty to invest in the people. That's the difference. The difference is here people take pride because they know what it was like to not have land. And the government supports them in that because the government fought to give them that land. In the US, the government is working to take land away from farmers and to take all this investment away from them and give it to their cronies and their big agribusiness friends who are even polluting the environment and even killing off people. And when you say make America healthy again, you want to make America healthy again? Invest in the farmers. That's what you got to do.
As I understand, there's 41 lines that have carried over 700,000 people in the past year and a half. It's incredible. In this city, getting these rural farmers to Guiyang. Are there plans to make more lines? Are there plans to change anything, improve anything? Because today was very crowded because we had a whole film crew on the bus, but I don't know if there's anything new you are all planning.
We'll open more. Because right now, it is the slow off-season period. Since it is the off-season, we have arranged the vehicle frequency to be a bit tighter. Our dedicated company, and especially our leaders, have already successfully established and launched numerous specialized lines for the direct benefit of the local people and farmers. Consequently, we are currently preparing to further expand and continue opening these essential benefit farmer special lines across the surrounding counties and districts. Since the company leadership arranged for us to run this 255 benefit farmers line, it has helped villages near Dingpa, where many villagers had a hard time selling their produce. Back then, taking the bus was very inconvenient. But now that the company has solved this problem, it has provided them with great convenience. Every day when we come out, you see we help them by providing convenient pickup points and helping with their sales channels. So it solves many of their practical difficulties. In the past, they had to come out in the middle of the night to sell vegetables, and even then it was hard to sell them. Now that the company and relevant departments have made these helpful conveniences available, when they sell vegetables, the challenges they face are significantly fewer, their overall efficiency has greatly increased, and their personal income has also grown. So, by consistently providing this level of accessibility and convenience, the 255 benefit line has become an incredibly successful resource that significantly improves the daily lives and operational efficiency of local farmers across the entire region.
Before, how did he sell his products? Like before this bus existed, how did he sell his products?
So, like before that, they had to take the regular public bus, but it starts at 7 o'clock, which is a little bit too late. And they get here around like past 8, sometimes even 10, because it has far too many stops. Also, before they had the bus program, in this case, they'd sell products in front of the Walmart. But it's not a stable place because sometimes they get chased away. This is not a suitable place for selling fresh vegetables.
One thing I've noticed is that when I was in China, it was a very big cash society. Now things have gone cashless. Do they have the transactions done by phone, by apps like Alipay and things like that? How is he getting money these days? Is it also digital, more than it is with hard cash?
Now they use WeChat to get the money, so they just put the QR code here. People scan to pay. So he actually sells a total of 50 kilograms each and every single day.
How big is his farm? How big is his land? Growing. And how many people work on his land? Just him, or he has other people, like family members?
3 Chinese acres, not American acres.
Even if there's a lot of work to do, we do not hire any outside help. We just do it ourselves slowly. Wait for the busy season.
The kids and my wife, but the kids are young.
So it's just me and my wife handling all of the daily work. The young kids are much too young and small to help.
3 Chinese acres. I don't know how big.
Chinese acres. Okay.
Chinese acres. Doesn't matter.
So now this entire walkway is just filled up with, on either side, a bunch of farmers selling their produce, selling their goods. A whole nother bus actually just arrived and they emptied that one out as well. It smells amazing in here. They got so many vegetables I never even seen before in my whole life. But each and every farmer we talk to says the same thing, that the government providing these buses, providing these opportunities for people to sell here when previously they had to pay these crazy rates, has changed their lives. And it's really incredible to think about just how easy it is to actually solve these problems. People think, how is it possible that in 8 years, 9.2 million people were lifted out of poverty in this region alone? That sounds like an impossible task because we live in a country ruled by Wall Street who tells us that these things are impossible, but actually it's very simple. I mean, this is just one program they did. There's many things that they've done here. Infrastructure, roads, obviously, new jobs, tech, green industries, things like this. But it just goes to show you that when there's even just the slightest bit of, intention put into planning, these 5-year plans that China actually adopts and implements and closely monitors and evaluates to make sure that they are fully implemented and actually ahead of schedule, you can change millions of lives within a very short period of time. And that's what we're seeing here today. That's why the disposable income on average went up 3 times within a span of just a few years. And it definitely is on display here with the farmers. One thing I notice is that each and every farmer has these huge, plots that they sell, and they come out here each day. So this is not like a once a week thing that you see every Sunday in America at the farmers markets. This is each and every day they come out to sell all of this. And I asked each of them, how much could you actually sell beforehand, before when there were no buses? They all said the same thing, practically nothing. And they made very little money because they had to pay all these permits, fees, fines, everything like that. So with a little bit of intention and with less wars on Iran, Yemen, and Gaza, we can do a lot to change rural America as well. All right, folks, that's all for this video. We have a ton more content coming from China. We're going to be visiting the historic immersive Long March Museum. We're going to go see the world's largest bridge in Guizhou and a ton more stuff. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. I'd like to thank my good friends at China Not Just Travel for inviting me out on this amazing visit to Guizhou, China. And if you would like to visit Guizhou or any other place in China for that matter, click the link at the top of the description, ChinaNotJustTravel.com. They are the best in the business. I've known them for years. I have, traveled the world with the crew who leads China Not Just Travel, and now I'm so thankful that I was able to visit China with them one more time, but this time we went out of Shanghai, obviously all across Guizhou. You're going to see how amazing this trip was in the upcoming vlogs that I'm going to be uploading. They offer a myriad of amazing trips. They have an iconic China trip, a wellness trip, Red China, Kung Fu China. They have a China summer school, and they even have business opportunities. You can go on an AI trip in China. They literally know everyone in China, and they are there to help you. So you can go to ChinaNotJustTravel.com, inquire on their website, click the Inquire Now button if you have any questions, you have ideas as to what you might want to see in China. They're going to give you the 101, answer anything you might have questions about, and walk you through the fundamentals of traveling in China. And while you're there, they're going to be with you and give you an experience that you will never forget. I recommend everyone travel to China at least once in their life. But the truth is, if you travel once to China, you're going to want to go back many more times. So ChinaNotJustTravel.com. Thank you so much for having me, and I recommend that you all take a visit to China too, and there's no one else to do it with but China Not Just Travel.